Hello, thank you for watching. This is Blue Streak here with Transformers Studio Series 86 Optimus Prime. And up first, before we get to the figure, we're going to have a take a look at the packaging, which is a pretty big box. And it is so cool. This just looks amazing. It's a recreation of that scene, the iconic scene from the movie where Optimus charges into battle against the Decepticons. He just goes rocketing off, flying into the air. That's just awesome. Really, really well recreated here. I think that's so cool. You can see here they've got the Studio Series banner, 8631. You get Autobot logo, his name, Optimus Prime. Got the Hasbro and Takara Tomy product labels on there. Transformers the movie, Generations, big red letters, says Transformers. In this side of the box you have a very awesome picture of Optimus Prime. Zoom taken from the part where he says, "Megatron must be stopped, no matter the cost," and then he goes to charge into battle. On this side we have Studio Series 8631, a nice close-up of Optimus. He's Commander Class. On the bottom you have, what this includes in the different languages. It's a paper box in the US and Canada. Manufactured, some warnings, I think that's what those are, and a barcode. On the back side you've got pictures of the product. So robot mode takes 40 steps to transform into truck mode. Backdrop included, we'll talk about that a little bit later. And then you've got a couple different sayings up here and down here if you want to read those, and then just some other really neat product shots on the top. You've got that truck doing the bloosh thing. So that's it for the packaging, and we'll take out the figure and we'll talk about him a little bit. So here is the Studio Series 86 Commander Class Optimus Prime in his truck mode, and he looks very, very cool. I know I'm probably the last guy on YouTube to review this guy, but I really wanted to take a look at him here. So before we get into the truck, we'll just take a look at the trailer here. So you have some very nice detailing on here that is very reminiscent of the G1 toy. Big red Autobot logo there. Really nice gray stripe going the length of the trailer. Nice detailing on the side there. You've got these leg sections, and underneath you've got the trailer hitch, the fold down stand legs for when it's just sitting there. Really, really cool. Lots of great detailing. You sort of have a wheel, replacement wheel down there. Then you come around here, these wheels, which roll very, very smoothly. And then you come around to the back, and then you've got some really nice door detailing on there. I assume this is supposed to be like a refrigerator unit. And then tail lights picked out in red there with some very nice rivet detailing going on. And that's pretty much the trailer in its standard mode. So to open it up into its battle station mode, you want to take these legs here, rotate them outward like that, and then take these feet, fold them down. I think they'll just, nope, they keep going. Okay, so then you set it like that. Then you take the door, fold it down, classic prime trailer style, you just kind of open it up. So there is the trailer. Open up, and well, I'll talk about these guys in just a second. But yeah, some very, very nice molded detailing that is very reminiscent of the stickers of the G1. Sanded up like that. Then you've got some really great ribbing detailing going on in there. And then kind of this going on. That is very reminiscent of the Go sticker inside the G1 trailer. G1, anyone who owns the G1 figure knows what I'm talking about. So, yeah, that is the trailer in its sort of battle station mode. So then come around here, we've got the roller, who's a very cute silver little roller with very, very smooth wheels on him. It's just amazing. So yeah, I've heard that you can fit a Titan Master in here. They sort of fit in there. I don't have a Titan Master with me right now, but they sort of fit in there. It works. It's pretty cool. And then you got your repair drone, which is, you've got these two pegs on the underside go into these two holes here. So it just kind of does that. And then roller, he's got these two pegs here, which correspond to those. And then he just tabs in there so he doesn't roll around like he does in the G1. So what you can do with this is it extends on multiple hinges to sit up like this, which you can also place on roller using those same two pegs, like that. And then be very careful in folding that up. I heard some YouTubers it broke when they got it out of the packaging. Thankfully mine is still in decent shape, so you rotate that up, fold that around, extend the claw, and then this can open. It's very cool, very G1-y. And also like the G1, this cockpit opens. Not entirely sure what you're gonna fit inside of there aside from like a corn kernel or something. But yeah. And then this figure also does come with a couple extra accessories, such as these two blast effects, which are very cool. They're molded very nicely, and they can just plug right on to these here. And so you have the repair drone blasting stuff. And then other thing that you can do is take roller here, and then we can take Prime's laser rifle, which is cast in a very, or painted in a very nice gunmetal gray. The handle's not painted, but that's okay, because you know that's getting touched by his hand constantly. And then you got some nice silver there. Here might be a little bit difficult to see because of my lighting. Yeah, you can take that and you can peg it into this hole on roller or on this hole, whatever you want to do. Actually, it won't peg onto that hole, so peg onto there, and then you can take blast effect and just plug it right onto the end like that. And then now you have tank roller. So yeah, we'll just put these guys back in the trailer real quick. It's amazing what you can do with a little bit of editing. So he does come a couple extra accessories that we will look at a little bit later. Or at least one other accessory we'll look at a little bit later. But right now you can take his laser rifle and you can store it in his trailer. So you got this slot here on both sides. Then on both sides of the trailer you've got a little peg here, and a little peg here, which you can line up with that, and it will just peg on like so. With these things, they have a little hole here, which corresponds to this peg here leading through those things. So you just want to slide that on and do like that, and hope they don't bend, which mine are a little bit bent, but that's okay. I don't care a whole lot. I don't really display him with the blast effects, so that's just my preference. Anyway, let's figure out how to, so yeah, they store like that. So then we'll set this off to the side for now. We will come back to it a couple times so we can take a look at the truck, which is so awesome. You know, there's a little bit of stuff back here. It's not exactly accurate to an actual truck, but who cares? This is Optimus Prime. Nobody cares about accuracy to real trucks. See on the front here, you know, you've got very nice windshield. I really like the way they did the windows and windshields on this thing. It's awesome. Some nice bright orange for the lights, silver for the mirrors, and you got very nice silver grille there, bumper with some yellow picked out in there, silver headlights, really nice Autobot logo on there, and just the detailing on this figure is really quite amazing. The real wheels roll, like everything on here, really smoothly. Awesome detailing on those. It's just great. Nice silver gas tanks, silver smokestacks. You know, and these wheels back here are really great too. More awesome detailing. Some nice paint work on the back of here. I do have the correctly assembled version. Earlier versions of this figure, these pieces were flipped upside down and swapped like that, but I have the correct version. So yeah, you do get a little bit of gappage going on in here, but honestly, who is going to display their Optimus Prime like that? No, they're gonna display him like that. So yeah, so there's the underside. Again, I don't care about the gaps and the robot parts, whatever, because I don't display my toys upside down. So yeah, rolls really, really great, like I said. And then he does have a couple of truck mode specific accessories, which happen to be these two blast effect sections. Technically it's 4 because these come in pieces and then you just kind of have to fit them together. But these, which, if you'll excuse me moving the camera around a little bit, these will peg onto these ports on the underside of the truck. This one on this side, this one on this side, and now you can recreate that iconic scene in the movie where Optimus goes flying into battle at the Decepticons. So cool. So then what you can do with this is that when you come to the trailer, just close it up real quick. You come around here and you just pop that open, and then this will open up. You have a really nice storage bin for these blast effects, which store kind of like that. So that's really cool. And then you just pop that back into place, hopefully, like that. And then we'll just close up the trailer real quick, put it back into standard trailer mode, and we'll set it off to the side. Okay, now then, I think it's about time that we get to the fun part, transformation. So what you want to do for the first for the transformation is you want to pause the camera real quick while you sneeze, and having done that, you take the wheels and flip them around inside, and then you want to take this and sort of halfway rotate it a little bit so that you can pull it down, rotate that around. And when you're coming up here, got this tab that will slide right into that slot, just like so. And then you want to repeat that on this side. So just tuck those wheels away, pull this out, tuck it up, and then come here, very carefully pry the wheels apart so you can get these little red tabs out of these slot sections. So then you can crack this open and snap that into place. It just locks right into place right there. And then tuck those back down. Take these will snap right into place like that. And then I'm not going to do the Gerwalk truck thing. Okay, I'm not going to form his legs and just have the truck cab. I think that's weird. So I'm going to jump ahead here and pry these open. Fold that all the way down because it's on a double hinge. Take this, rotate that inward. And again, try to show this double hinge a little bit better. So you want to engage this bottom hinge first, like that. Then engage the top hinge, and the mirrors will just slide right in there. That will fold around. Then you can take this section, just grab here, and pop that down on that joint right in there. And take the grill, pop it forward, take that, rotate it around, fold it back up, then you just do that. And now you're ready to work on the arms. So they're tabbed in right here, so you just pop that out. So you got those two tabs, two slots right there, and then it's also tabbed in here, that. So you just want to rotate that forward, and just that'll lock into place. So again, you just untab everything, rotate that forward, and lock into place. And then what you can do is take these bits here and slide them out, and then just kind of wiggle them off to the side like that, either side of this big red section, which if you take and fold down is his grill, which I'll talk about that later. And then you want to take this, and this tab will go into this slot here. So, and then that you can just pop his head around, straighten out his antenna. Then raise up the camera a little bit because this guy is getting pretty tall. What you want to do is you rotate his upper body after lifting up these side sections. Just rotate his upper body like that, and then you can just fold those back down like so. Make sure everything's lined up correctly. You want to take his waist, rotate that around like that. Make sure that's all facing forward. And then you come around to the backpack, fold those wheel sections in on this hinge. Then for this piece, it's on a double hinge, so you want to engage this top hinge, and that one only. It's the bottom one, that's for the truck mode. So just do like that, and then that little latch will go over those sections there and hold that into place. Now you've got this tab and this slot, and that will go together after you take these, fold those up, and then it's just a matter of snapping that into place. Now, I've not forgotten about the legs. You split the legs, and then you take this blue piece and fold that back, and that will just lock right in there. And then what you want to do is take his toes, fold them out, same with his heel, take this tab piece, fold it in, and then take this, whole panel section, and there's 2 tabs here, which will go into these 2 slots here, and that will complete one of his legs. And you just do the same thing on this side. Open that up, fold that down, take this panel, swing it around, lock it into place, like that. Undo his ankles, because they're tabbed in there. Then what you want to do for his arms, rotate them this way, then take the elbows, bend them like that, rotate his shoulders down, take these sections here, pull them out, rotate his wrist around in this notch, go into this hole here, so you just snap it all together, and repeat the same process on this side. And that is the Studio Series 86 Optimus Prime in his robot mode, which looks really, really cool. I'm not gonna lie. It's just amazing, honestly. It's just such an amazing robot mode. So you've got a really, really nice head sculpt on here. Sorry about the lighting. It's a little dark in here because it's late. But yeah, just the detailing is phenomenal on this figure. It's just great. I mean, we've already seen some of this stuff on his shoulders and his chest, but then, you know, you get some of this paneling on his arms. His hands have some really good details. Very nice silver stomach grill. Some yellow there with some nice blue. Just immaculate detailing. I cannot gush over this figure enough. He is quite amazing. Some really great detailing on his legs and then on his feet. Yeah, this is just great. His backpack cleans up pretty nicely. I know a lot of people don't really like how this looks, but I think it's fine. It's just cool, you know, because it's Optimus Prime. So, articulation-wise, his head is on a ball joint, so you get a little bit of wiggle-waggle like that going on. He can't really look down. He can just kind of look straight in different ranges, I guess. You can look down more than you can look up. It does rotate 360 degrees around. That's awesome. So his shoulders can go up that far and then can rotate around full 360. He has a bicep swivel, which can rotate all the way around, but this is just a little bit wider and it pushes the smokestacks out of the way. I think that looks weird. People have complained about their smokestacks being really loose, but I've found if you just push it in, it kind of stays in place. Amazing. Okay. I see 90-degree elbow bend, 90-degree backwards elbow. That's not really posability, but whatever. His wrist swivels 360 degrees around, and then his index finger is jointed in 2 joints, and then the rest of his fingers are jointed in 2 joints as well. His thumb, sadly, is immobile. Poor thumb. Nobody cares about the thumb. It's just sad. So he has waist rotation, which rotates all the way around. Very nice. If you get these skirt pieces out of the way in his hand, his legs can kick forward pretty straight. They can kick back pretty straight. They can go out to the side, full splits. He has 360 degree thigh rotation. He has a good knee bend, which that covers up really nicely with some more awesome detailing. His toes can flip down just a little bit, and then he does get 90 degrees of ankle tilt. So he gets in some pretty amazing poses. So, to talk about some of his accessories, so we'll just come over here, take out his laser rifle, and we'll just leave the trailer opened up here, I guess, for now. Pause the camera while I sneeze again. Okay, having done that, you can take his gun, and if you take his hand like that, and you just kind of make a fist there, you can take it and slot it right in there, like so. And then now he's holding his gun, which again can do the whole blast effect thing. Or what you can do with his other accessory, which I've not talked about yet, the one you've all been waiting for, the axe, the Energon axe that he used in one episode, More Than Meets the Eye, Part 2 of the Generation 1 cartoon, for all of about a minute and a half. But it's so iconic and it's so cool that this figure comes with it. I just love that. So to attach it, you take his hand, which should be balled up like this, and then you open up his wrist, fold his hand back, close it up. You've got that nub there. You've got this hole here. You can just attach that, and boom, he now has the Energon axe that he used once, that he can now use as many times as you want. That's awesome. So, yeah, that's how that works out. So now we'll just take the laser rifle, plug it back into his trailer, like that. And then this other spot you're seeing up here goes with the axe. So the axe has a little port here, that pegs on right there, and that will just slide right in here. And then these two hand claw things will just grab onto that and hold that nice and secure like. So we can close it up, set it off to the side, roller's flopping around. Anyway, now we can get to the other accessory that everybody has been waiting for. So you can come around here, pop his chest windows open, and you've got this thing, which is detailed pretty nicely. If I can get this to focus. I think it's focused. I can't tell very well. Well, you just tell me in the comments if it's focused. Yeah, some really pretty decent detailing on here. But anyway, so you fold that up, and it's the Matrix of Leadership, which, as we pop this out and take a look here, is pretty little, but it looks really good. If I can get my camera to focus on it. Oh, there we go. So there's a little bit of paint overspray on it, but I don't really care. I think this looks very great. It's some really pretty good light piping through there. Yeah, it's the back side. It's kind of hollow, but that's because it needs to peg in. Really great silver on here. You can get him to hold it. It's a bit of a chore, so I'm not going to do that here now. But yeah, so the matrix cavity itself could do with some paint, but I don't mind that much. I think it's very cool, and you got some really great detailing in there. And again, the matrix, it just pegs right in there. Close that up, close that up, close that up. And, you know, it's Optimus Prime, the Studio Series 86. And this guy is totally worth the Commander class price point, I think. I did buy this guy off of Amazon, so he was a little bit more expensive than places off of like Big Bad Toy Store, but I didn't need to wait for him to come in and worry about, you know, potentially higher prices due to overseas shipments and whatever. But again, this such an awesome figure, such an awesome trailer, awesome accessories, this awesome box. It's just awesome. So I just want to thank whoever's made it to the end of this video here. Thank you so much for watching. And you know, if you've got any thoughts, you just comment them, or if you liked this video, you can let me know by liking it. If you want to subscribe, you can. It's free. I don't know if there's a difference between, you know, free subscriptions and not free. I don't know, but it's free. And then also, I also want to share with you that Jesus loves you. He still loves you, you know, since I told you in my last video. But yeah, he totally loves you more than you can ever know, and he's great. Letting him into your life is great. I can speak from personal experience, so I say we just consider that. But yeah, thanks again for watching, and Optimus Prime thanks you, right? Right, Optimus? Do you thank them for watching? Hold on. Okay, now it's focused. You can say your piece. Yes, I thank you for watching. May the channel do well, I hope. And yeah, Megatron must be stopped, no matter the cost. Thank you, Prime. Yeah, that was a really good message there. Anyway, goodbye. I will see you next time. One thing I forgot to talk about was the display base of displaying stuff, which comes included in his box. So you just open that up, pull this out, set his box off to the side, and panic about your lights running out of battery and leaving you in the dark. I'm not going to talk about that right now. Anyway, so you just take that away, and you have this display base, which I could probably use for the backdrop for future videos. This is just cool. So yeah, that's supposed to be the battle scene from the Transformers movie, and it looks very cool. So you know, you've got the Generations logo up here, Transformers 86, Studio Series 86 Autobot logo, Transformers the movie down there. See, Autobot logo, it's authentic Transformer. You're not getting a bootleg with this guy. And you can just display him up here looking all awesome and primely, and it's just cool because he's Optimus Prime. That's what he does. He just looks cool. So yeah, this is goodbye now. I will see you next time.